Day to day, our sales team faces many challenges from the customers, market, and even from the company. They need to react fast enough to the changes. How if they have a report that tells them what customers need? A report to monitor customer growth. A report to help them plan a better sales strategy. It's even better if it is more accessible than SAP. The solution is Pivot Table. Pivot Table is a function in Excel that allows us to slice and dice the data, give us an overview, a summary of the report, and most importantly, save our time and effort to generate reports by downloading the data from SAP. In this video, we will demonstrate how to use Pivot Table step by step. In part 1, you will learn how to build a pivot table and how it works. Let's begin with how to insert a pivot table. First, here is the data downloaded from SAP. To make this data into a pivot table, you will have to go to a new sheet. Then click Insert on the toolbar. Choose Pivot Table icon. A window will pop out to prompt user to select the range of data you would like to include for the pivot table. Go to the data. Select all the data. Press Enter. Now, you will have an area to insert the fields of the pivot table. When you click on the pivot table area, you will see the field list pop out on the right of your Excel. When you click on the area outside the pivot table, the field list will disappear. In some cases, when you click to delete the field list, the field list will not pop out again when you select the pivot table area. In this case, click on the pivot table area. Click Analyze on the toolbar, and select Field List. You'll then see the field list appear again on the right side of your screen. Next, let's move on to learn how to use the field list. On the field list, you will see all the fields in the data have been listed here. So, how to use the 4 areas in the field list? The filter area is where you set the filter for the report. The columns area is where you want your fields to be listed horizontally. The rows area is where you want your fields to be listed vertically. And the values area will be where you want to sum or count your data. To build a report, you will need to drag the field and drop into the 4 areas. For example, in this case, I would like to know the sales performance of Sales Depot 2A. And I want the report to break down by sales representative in 12 months. First, I will need to drag the sales depots, which is also known as distribution channel, to the filter area. And from here, I will filter only 2A. In the event if you would like to know both 2A and 2B, you can click on the Select Multiple Items box, and select both 2A and 2B. Now, I will drag months to columns, and drag the sales rep to rows. Many of us find it confusing to decide if we should put months in rows area or columns area. It is very much depending on individual preference, but most of us would prefer the table to go long instead of go wide. So we can make comparison easily by putting the values side by side. To better understand how it works, let's try to switch the columns and rows. You will notice that the table became so wide, and you have lesser space to present your data, and it is harder to compare them. Lastly, I will drag and drop the sales to the values area. Make sure the values are in sum of total instead of count of total. In the event that your computer default the values to count of total, you can click on the field, select Value Field Settings, choose Sum instead of Count, and click OK. As a result, you will have the sales performance of Sales Depot 2A. Breakdown by sales representative and months. You can always change the layout of the report. by adding subtotals, or no subtotals, or add grand totals. You can also change the layout of your reports. You can choose to have them in compact form, outline form, or tabular form. You can also play with the colors to make your report more attractive or easier to understand for your users. In part 2, I will demonstrate how can you customize pivot table according to what you need. Now, let me reset the whole report. I will demonstrate what information is available in this pivot table. This pivot table is powerful, fast and detailed enough to give you the sales breakdown by material. You can choose drill down by depots. Sales representative. You can also choose the sales division. In this case, we will filter by dealer sales only. Then, you can also drill down by customers. Products category. To help management better in tracking the product's performance and sales growth. We have categorized products according to marketing or business strategy for some countries. Here, I will add subtotals and adjust the table colors according to my preference. Now, I will move on to add products to my report. For some countries, we have group ready mix bases and CCM tinted material group into product for the ease of tracking. We can also go by material group 1, which is the pack size. Next, if you want to analyze your data by ready mix bases and CCM tinted, you can add material group description to your report. Let's take weather bond as example. I can filter weather bond under product by type and search WB. Then select weather bond. I can add material description into the report. By doing this, this report is able to tell me what materials have been purchased by customers. From here, you will notice this customer only purchased 20-liter ready mix without bases. And this customer here only purchased 15-liter bases without ready mix. Do you see the opportunity now? Next, let's remove material description. An advice for the user. If you are to drill down product by pack size, it is more meaningful to drill down the product by quantity instead of sales. To give us a summary of quantity sold by pack size, add quantity into the values area. If breakdown by ready mix bases and CCM tinted is not important, we can remove material group description. Now, you have a report of product breakdown by pack size in both sales and quantity. In part 3, we will learn how to make custom account by material. There is another very useful way to look at the data for the sales managers. Again, I will filter the customers by dealer sales and only weather bond. Taking 20-liter weather bond white as example. So I will need to search and filter only 20-liter white. Then we drag and drop the customer name in the values area. Make sure the customer name is in count of total. For Malaysia, 20-liter weather bond 15004 white is a product with more competitive price to target competitor by volume. And only 75 customers are purchasing this material this month. So the sales manager can take action to approach customers to increase market penetration. This tracking method applies to all the materials with campaigns or promotion. But take note, this method is only useful for material level, because duplicates will be counted at summary level. In summary, pivot table is a flexible and useful tool to help sales team to achieve your target and look for opportunity. We hope you enjoy learning pivot table. Thank you for watching.